Happy Vlogmas weekend, everybody. Today is Sunday, December 6th, and Fred and I are here to wish you happy Vlogmas and to catch you up. This is kind of a whirlwind weekend episode, so I've got to catch up on days 4 through 6. So we'll do a lot of catching up today on several multiple days of Advents, along with some stitching projects that we've been working on. And yeah, so hopefully this will go kind of quick. It's been kind of a hectic weekend. Friday didn't go quite as planned, didn't feel real good, so kind of just made the most of this weekend and then thought we would do just kind of a back-to-back episode to catch you up on what we've been doing all weekend long. Some of that activity has included watching some of the other Vlogmas YouTube channels out there, so that's been really nice, and also Flossmas YouTube, just to kind of see what everybody else is working on, projects they're doing for the Christmas season, along with things that their Advent calendars that they're opening and what they're eating and drinking and baking and making. And it's been really kind of nice just to feel the Christmas spirit through other folks and what they're doing. So we always start this Vlogmas with the Arne and Carlos Advent Christmas ornament balls. And you can see here's 1, 2, and 3, which we've covered in previous episodes. But since the last time you've seen us, we've done 3 more. Arne and Carlos are doing a kind of a mini podcast every day as well, introducing the new ball for the week the new ball for the day. And usually they offer some kind of either Norwegian tradition that is something that's related to the ball, or maybe a story from their past, whether it's recent past or when they were kids, that might have some nostalgia related to the ornament that they stitched. So it's been really fun to see the ideas that come to them, or the traditions and culture that they put into the designs that they made this year. And you can still purchase and download the entire calendar. They don't release it day to day like some Advents do. They actually release the entire pattern for all 24 balls, and it's up to you if you want to stitch them all in a week, or if you want to do day to day. But they are also doing a hashtag giveaway on Instagram, which you can hashtag Arne and Carlos and hashtag sit and knit for a bit, and post your photos of your balls, and they will, at the end of the season, pick 2 winners. They each pick their favorite ball, and they have a couple of goodies that they're going to mail to the winners. So it'll be a nice little after Christmas gift to you if you win. Their pattern calls for a Rowan brand yarn. However, I chose something similar in content. Theirs is a wool/alpaca blend. The one that I went with is one that I actually bought here locally, here in North Central Texas, from a shop called McKinney Knittery, and they had this Big Bad Wool Wee Paka. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to show you, there are 3 colors. The raw white, I believe one is called Redbird, and then third is called Olive View. And I'll show you actually, because they only call for 1 skein of the green, so obviously I haven't used very much so far. And so I've still got most of the original skein, but I've actually already been through an entire skein of white and started my second skein, and this is all I've got left of the red after showing you the 3 that I'm about to show you now. So I'm fixing to start on my second skein of red as well. But I did want to show you, just to give you an idea, this is how it comes. and it is super, super, super soft and really, really pretty. Like I said, I only needed the one green, I think. So I only bought the one green, but I've got plenty more red and white, and I'm not winding them until I need them, just to keep the fibers in good quality, and just because I'm pretty sure I'm going to use every bit that I purchased, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to kind of use it, you know, wind it as I need it. I don't want to wind it all at once and then not need, well, I don't think I won't need it. I just don't want it wound up and stretch out the tension on the yarn until I'm ready to use it, so that way it knits a lot prettier. So, with all that said, here are number 4. Ta-da! I really like this one a lot. It's really, 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 really pretty, and it's just the same pattern all the way around. Number 4. Number 5, which this is one that I think would make a great gift ornament. I think it's absolutely adorable, beautiful, this little heart with the little greenery. I think it's absolutely precious. And then number 6, which was done today, and up until today, I had mentioned how Arne and Carlos were choosing to put a little bit of sparkle on their ornaments, and I didn't want to go that route, just because I liked, even though theirs, they would decorate this like tree with little ornaments. It was so cute, so cute. But I liked the soft, rustic, woolly, warm look of these ornaments. However, though, this one today I felt needed a little bit of something. So I'm going to show you, I've only decorated one of the 4 sides, and I can't quite decide. I'll probably decorate all 4, but I wanted to see what it looked with and without before I made the jump. I may do maybe 2 of the sides, alternating sides, and then 2 of the sides plain. I haven't quite decided yet. So this is day 6, and it's an ice skate. And they told us cute story today about some of their ice skating, you know, past, as far as, you know, memories that they had about ice skating. Well, with most ice skates, you know, you have your laces. Oops, you can I kind of give a little bit away there. And then the laces would lace up into usually like a hook or a rivet on the side. So I thought, you know, this would actually look good with a little bit of metal. So that is what I chose to do. And like I said, I've only done the one, and they're little silver, just beads. So I just actually sewed them on after. Like I stuffed and finished the ball and everything, and then I just took a embroidery needle, sewing needle, and just went in and just did this one row. It's sparkly, sparkly. But yeah, but I only did the one. So like I said, I can't decide if I want to do all 4, or if I want to do just, you know, the front and what might be the front and the back, 2 of the sides, or even just the one, because typically on a Christmas tree you usually only see one side anyway. So if that's the side you see, then, but I've got plenty of beads. I just can't decide how many more I want to sew on. But I thought it was really cute, and it made me think of the little metal rivets or hooks that you would see on skates when you lace up your skates. So I really, really liked how that one turned out. And actually, I'm not even holding it. I'm holding it crooked just so you can see the picture. But this is actually how it hangs. So it's actually kind of at an angle. But yeah, super, super cute. I'm having so much fun with these. And I'm trying to keep up and post every day, so that way I can be a part of the community on Instagram, just everybody showing off their balls. And some people have done some amazing alternate colors, which I think is great, because if you aren't a traditional red and green Christmas person, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to do some of these with, I think some of the ones that I saw were like, this one was blue and white. Absolutely beautiful, which also means you know, if you're not a traditional, you know, Christmas red and green person, that's one thing. But if you keep your tree up past Christmas even, and you have like a winter themed tree, you know, that would be something that you could keep up longer, or, you know, if that's your thing. This one, same thing. If you have the colors on your tree are candy cane, you know, red, white, and pink, or again, blue, you know, whatever. You could make that heart or the background, or, you know, swap out the, you know, make it not monochromatic, but a negative or reverse. So it's a white heart on a red background. I mean, there's so many options with these. So that's what's really great about these patterns is they show you what they had in their mind, but it gives you so much room to do so many things to make your ornaments your own, make your tree your own. So I think these are absolutely great. So as time goes on, I will definitely keep you guys up to date on the ones that I've made. The closer it gets to Christmas, we'll see how many more I can get done. But I try to do one a day. The one that I did today, the ice skate, actually so far, I think has been one of the least amount of time. This one, I think, didn't take very long. It only took a couple hours. This one, I think everything leading up to after the first one took maybe 2.5 hours. Everything since then's been closer to 3. But then that ice skate today was only about 2. So it wasn't terrible, but I think the color work slows me down a bit. I'm a fast knitter if it's a solid color, but when you start getting into color work and a pattern that fortunately is very repeat, you know, you only have to do it 4 times, so you kind of memorize it pretty quick, but it also means it's constantly changing because there aren't just a whole lot of stitches you have to repeat multiple times. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and usually I sit and watch YouTube or TV or something while I'm doing it, and it just kind of puts me in the Christmas spirit. So those have been really, really fun so far. Another advent I've been participating in is the Katrinkles Stitch Marker Advent Calendar. I purchased the 24-day option. She had a 24 and a 12. Katrinkles is a notions maker out of Rhode Island, and they make mostly stitch markers, but here lately they've done swatch rulers and needle gauges and darning tools and all kinds of stuff out of both wood and acrylic, and they have some really, really cute stuff. So this year, as opposed to participating in the typical advent calendar that is yarn, which who doesn't want more yarn, but why not do something different and something maybe that is something that is a little more unique. So I got my Katrinkles in the mail, and this is a little pin. It says 2020, their little Santa Flamingo, and it came like this. That came with the felt little container, and every day there's a little package to open. So I've got 3 of these. I actually saved them up. I did not cheat and peek ahead of today, so I'm opening them today. Opening 3 today with you. So we're going to start with number 4 and see what the stitch marker of the day is. Or actually stitch marker from Friday is. Oh, this is actually a pair. So these are, oh, so cute. I think it's a manatee, and they're right side, wrong side. And he's wearing a little sweater. Isn't that cute? So, so cute. I was going to say, I say manatee, but it might be not a walrus. It doesn't have a tusk, so it's not a walrus or a narwhal or anything like that. Narwhal. Not narwhal, narwhal. But yeah, I'm going to say manatee, but it might be I don't think it's a sea lion. Or I'm going to go with manatee. But if anybody knows, if anybody else is doing this, maybe I'll look on Katrinkle's website. Maybe she's got some extra ones out there and I can find out. But yeah, so it's either a manatee or it's like a sea lion or a walrus would have tusks and whiskers and stuff. So sea lion, I'm going with either sea lion or narwhal. So that's day 4. Totally, totally cute. Here's day 5. Drum roll. Aww. It's a little mini 1-inch ruler. Isn't that cute? It is. It's acrylic and it's engraved, and it's hold on here. It is a true 1-inch ruler. That's crazy. That is super, super amazing. You know how the first thing I think of is when you're knitting socks and you're like, I wonder how many more inches I've got till I got to put in my heel. How many more inches I got until I got to put in my, or like I'm doing self-striping socks right now for a gift. And you want to know how many stripes are in an inch, and that's hanging right there. You don't have to guess. You don't have to get out the tape measure. You know exactly how many inches you got. That is awesome. That's thinking. That's a clever multi-use knitter notion. Amazing. Okay, and then finally today's number 6. And make sure I got everything out of it. Now that we know there might be 2 in there. And it's heart-shaped. And it's a little snowflake. That's adorable. Absolutely adorable. And that one's wood. And I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. I think you had the option. I chose the stitch markers, but I think you had the option of doing progress keepers, the little lobster clasps, and I've got plenty of those. I'm about to show you here in a minute. I see charms all the time, and I think, oh, those would make great progress keepers or stitch marker, whatever. But sometimes you buy them and they're meant to be like for a charm bracelet, and this is what you get, on the thing. But I've got a ton of jewelry making stuff, so I make them all the time for myself just because. So not that the stitch marker advent is truly a thing that I needed either. But it was something different from yarn, something different that I so far totally enjoy, and I would definitely do this one again. But so on that note, on the stitch marker note, this is kind of an aside. I'm always looking for cute ideas for making stitch markers, either for myself or as gifts. And so I was at one of the craft stores today. I needed to get some more embroidery floss for projects that I was working on. Sorry for the noise there. And of course, they all have their Christmas stuff out. And, what are you going to do, right? You just can't help yourself. But where I was today, not only they have the Christmas stuff out, they had the Christmas, jewelry making stuff out. They had some really cute, pre-made stuff. But they also had a ton of charms. And I couldn't help myself. And I haven't even made, I think I bought 5 cards of charms, and only one of them only had 3. The rest of them all had either 4 or 5 charms on them at least, if not more. So I picked some of the ones to make today, just to kind of do something, with my time today. Ones that I knew I would probably use after the holidays or after Christmas is over into the new year, that are winter themed and or knitwear themed. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I went ahead and made up. And believe me, I've still got a ton more that I haven't made yet, but they were more Santa. So I'll show you this one. Like, for instance, this is one of the ones that I did that is still Christmas themed, but I couldn't help myself just because I thought it was so cute and so pretty. This one says ho ho ho. Cute, right? Absolutely cute. And this is a progress keeper one that I made. So some of the other ones were little snowflake, again, progress keeper. There were some nature ones, like this little cardinal. So cute, so cute. Again, progress keeper. there are actually 2 little birds, and this one's really cute too. Another little cardinal, but he's got a little rhinestone little eyeball. I don't think he doesn't make out very well in the light, but progress keeper. And then the rest of these I think are all stitch markers. Pine cone, very, very pretty, kind of brassy gold color. These I thought were totally cute, and I thought when I saw them that they were like a left and a right mittens. So cute. But I realized when I was making them, they're 2-sided. So they could be 2 left mittens, they could be 2 right mittens, but they're, 2-sided. So, but this was one of those things where I thought, if you're making the left mitten or the right mitten, and you have to like mark where the thumb hole's going to go or something, or when you start doing the finger, the hand section, above where the fingers are going to go, I thought, oh, you could mark this is the left mitten, this is the right mitten, but no, they're double-sided, but still a good idea. And then also this mitten, which it's not, it's only one-sided, but still really cute. And then some other wintry type ones that I thought would be really cute for after the first of the year. This one kind of looks kind of Christmassy, this little tree, but there was another tree that definitely was a Christmas tree, and this one looks a little more wintry, like maybe those are snowflakes or something. And the little penguin with his little hat. And then the last, this was the card that only had 3 charms, but I swear it's worth it. These little sweaters. Little gingerbread sweater, little holly sweater, and a little Santa or snowman sweater. So again, I have a sweater project planned for the first of the year. So if I need to mark, increased rounds, decreased rounds, armholes, all that good stuff, I got my sweater stitch markers lined out. So that was something else I worked on today. All right, so that's it for the knitting and notions related portion of the program. So now I'm going to move on to my works in progress on my 12 days of stitching with Black Needle Society. I think the last 3 days, only one thing that I worked, well, no, that's not true. So one thing that I worked on, 2 things that I worked on were new projects. The third thing was today, kind of the end of the day, and I didn't want to start something new. Plus I was kitting up a bunch of new projects I am going to work on during these, basically the 12 days of stitching is you work on 12 projects over 24 days. So every project gets 2 days of work. So today I actually did the second day of one of my projects. I think it was the first project that I started with, and it was just because I had gone to the craft store to buy embroidery floss colors that I was missing, and came home and wound them up on bobbins and put them with the kits, that I was going to start new projects. And so I was so exhausted, and just my mind wasn't in starting something new. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to pick up something that I'd already started and just work on a little bit more. So let's start with what I have, my new stuff that I worked on. So this is one of the 2 project bags I made myself. If anybody has any interest, I found the tutorial on YouTube, and it was really, really, really good. Clear vinyl, just real simple sewing project. So just put comments below, and I will put a link to there's 2 different ones, but there's one in particular that I used that absolutely, worked for me. It made sense, and it did good. So, okay, so Black Needle Society, again, 12 days of stitching. They had certain prompts that you didn't have to follow, but, they were like, hey, this is what we're stitching on. So if you want to stitch on the same thing or something, something under these categories, you're more than welcome. So Friday, I started on, one of the prompts was a non-Christmas item. So this more than qualifies. Now, I'm hoping this is going to be a Christmas gift, but this is not Christmas themed. And this is actually my own design, and it was something that I actually designed several of these last year for Christmas and got so caught up on other projects that I never got around to starting them. So I'm going to try to at least get this one done this year. And the person this is for, if somehow she stumbles across this, that's on her. It's been spoiled, but what you're about to see, you don't know who this is for, but I can shed a little bit of light, and if the person watching this knew, she might know this is for her. So this is, I'll show you the blank part. This is one of those stitchable towels that has a panel that is 14 count. And so you basically, it's meant to be like a kitchen towel. So I took the tag off, but I left the thing on so they knew it was brand new, you know, that kind of thing. So what I did was I took the size of that panel, you know, how many stitches across and how many stitches down that I thought it was, popped it in an Excel spreadsheet, and made all the little tiny, you know, narrowed the columns and narrowed the rows into little squares, and just kind of played around with some different design elements to come up with something that I think would look cute on a towel. So this is what I've done so far, and they're little puppy dogs. And the plan is puppy dogs, and then a couple of paw prints on either end, and then the household, the last name in the center. So so the part that if the person watching knows, so I was trying to pick colors. So there's actually 3 different ones. There's a black one, there's a tan one, and then this one is, I'm holding one strand of black and one strand of like a dark brown. And these are the colors of the 3 dogs that are in their household. So I'm hoping that when it's done, she'll recognize the puppy dogs for who they are. And yeah, and so my plan is, you know, put this with like a silicone spatula and an oven mitt or something like that. Oven mitts are another thing I'm sewing, and when I get some more done, I might show some of those off as well. I did a bunch for coworkers, but they're all kind of packed away because they've already been put together as gifts, and I want to drag it all out and mess it all up and then have to put it all back. So I have some more to make, so hopefully when I have... I'm waiting on one special order of fabric that I thought was supposed to come yesterday, and FedEx told me it did, and it didn't, and it's stuck. You know how the holidays are, it's stuck somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm not in any hurry yet, and hopefully it will come soon. But I'm not going to get panicky about it. If it turns out that I have to use something different, I will. I have fabric for all the other ones I need to make. This is just one particular fabric that is for a coworker, that it's, you know, a design that she would like specific to her. But if I don't get it, I'll just make something else that I know that she would like just as well. So I'm not too terribly worried about it, but I'd like to get it, you know, by this weekend if I could, and get all those over to work. Since we're all working from home, we only go in maybe one day a week to pick up, you know, files or check mail or anything like that. And so right now it's kind of one of those things where I don't want to go in unless I have to, but I'd rather only go in once and drop everything off and then not go in again till, you know, the first of the year or something like that. So I digress. So that was Friday's work in progress for Black Needle Society 12 Days of Stitching. So Saturday, picked another new project, and I'm going to preface this by saying this was a design that was, I'm going to say, if my memory serves me correctly, was free on Instagram for a very brief period of time. It was like during Cyber Saturday or, you know, something like that. And I'm going to credit this to Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery But if that is not right, I am truly sorry. And if anybody sees this and knows whose pattern this really is and it's not frosted pumpkin, please tell me so I can make an edit or a correction. But I can't link to this because, like I said, this was like a posted on Instagram very briefly. You had to go out and grab it quick, and then it was gone. Like, it's not in their stories anymore. So I can't even find. I know I could have sworn somebody on YouTube talked about this, and I tried going back and looking, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So anyway, but it's a really small stitch. A lot of these are. These cross stitch ladies will just do these humongous projects, and I'm just like, I don't have the time for that. If I'm going to finish something, or if I'm going to start something that I only have 2 days to work on, I want to be able to finish it in 2 days. So I picked really small projects. So this one was a little, I think it's supposed to be like a 40 by 40 stitch count Christmas pudding. And so far, all I've pretty much gotten is the pudding. The eyes are right here, and the mouth will be right here. And that's why I think it's frosted pumpkin, because if you've ever seen any of their stuff, they do the big, the big cartoon black eyes with the little white, dots and either. So I'm almost positive that's who this is, but I can't link it back to anything. And the other really bad thing is everything else I've got, I can tell you who it is because there's some kind of copyright information. But there isn't on this. And I know it's because it was a freebie, but I really, really, really wish they'd at least put something, just down at the bottom, just so I knew. And I couldn't even match up. So I don't know if this is like a really old pattern that they release briefly around the holidays, because I can't even match up the font on the pattern to anything else that I've purchased from them, because I actually do have another one of their patterns that is going to be part of my 12 days of stitching, and it's actually a much bigger project, so I don't think I'm going to get it done in 2 days, but it was so cute I couldn't help it. So when I start on it, I will definitely show you guys the details and all that kind of stuff. But so this was Saturday's. Again, I think, this isn't half done. This is maybe like a third done, but this is definitely something not 2 days, but maybe 2.5, 3 days, and it'll be finished. And then, some of these smaller projects, I can't decide what I'm going to do with them yet. My horribly not failed, but not great Christmas ornament. I'd like to try that again maybe with some of these, but this is kind of big for Christmas ornament. Not that I wouldn't want it to be a Christmas ornament, it's just kind of big. So maybe something else. I don't know. Maybe I turn it into a patch or something, or stitched and make some kind of little Christmas project bag or something where this is kind of the focal feature, something like that. Okay. So as things go on, I'll figure something out. And then finally today, I told you, it's been a long day. I didn't want to start anything new. I kitted up a bunch of stuff. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to pull out something that this is my day 2. So this is the project I worked on December 1st. And I'll post a picture here. Well, I'll post 2 pictures. I'll post a picture of the finished project. This was based on the wreath prompt that Black Needle Society gave as one of the ideas for their 12 days of stitching. They only gave about 6 prompts, so you still had to come up with 6 more things on your own. But so this was my wreath, poinsettia wreath. And then I'll also try to post a picture here of what my day 1, I didn't get very far. But I got a little bit further today. So there, that's day 2. So there's a little bit of holly right there. This is a poinsettia. I think there's going to be like French knot, in the center. This one's another one right here. And yeah, this will be a wreath. And this will be quite good size too. So this won't be an ornament. This was meant to be a, like you make a Christmas card, and this is like the insert, the feature on the front of the card. But I've done that a couple of times, and it's great. It's a great idea, but I'm not necessarily going to do that this one time. I would rather keep this and make this either a decoration or make it part of maybe a gift in the future. something like that. But so that's my day 2, not finished, but day 2 work on that. So, and that's it. That catches me up on all of my stitching. So, trying to think if there's anything else. I can't think of anything. Oh, and this is my other project bag. So if you're curious, again, post a comment and I will post the video information. But this was the larger project bag. You can kind of see size wise. This was the smaller project bag. So you can kind of see the size difference wise. But yeah, so this was actually the first one I made, the smaller of the two, because you always see dimensions, but you never really know how big they are, and this is great. I mean, it's perfect for like holding small, kitted up, whatever. But then I realized I would have some bigger projects that would need a bigger bag, so definitely put them both to very good use, because they've definitely held on to all the things I'm working on this Christmas. So I think that's it. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, which I didn't mention in the first 4, but I will mention it, or first 3, I guess, and I'll mention it now, is each of these videos, I'm highlighting a project that I completed this year in 2020. I'm not putting detailed information, but again, if you'd like to know more about, I think so far all I've done is a wrap and a couple of shawls, and then now this cowl. If you do a lot of knitting, you might recognize this. There is a little wink wink nod nod, or nudge nudge to this. So but yeah, if you're interested, the only thing I'm truly commenting on is just the stuff that I'm talking about in the video. But if you see something that you would like more information on, I would be happy to edit and add pattern information. The only thing I can't tell you anything about is this hat, because literally this hat was just something, it's Color Made Easy by Lion Brand and some Bernat, and I was just winging it. So I don't have a pattern for this. It was just something I did. So but other than that, I can get you, for the most part, can get you any kind of information you want. So, that's it for me. This is long enough. YouTube takes forever, and I've still got to edit this. So, it's Sunday night. It's been a long weekend. I hope you all have a great week 2 of your December. I'm going to try to post every day, but I have some things going on midweek, so I may do another one of these catch-up videos later in the week if I don't get the chance to do this every day. But otherwise, I will definitely try my best to see you guys on day 7. And I hope you guys, again, have a great week. And be patient. Be kind. It's the holidays. People need it. And it means a lot when you are. It makes people's lives easier. And it's the one thing that you can do for free and make somebody really happy. So until the next time, bye guys.